Okay, hi everybody. It's October 20. It's Creative Thinking, and we're all here. Yes? So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to go straight to Tales of Passion, um, a TED Talk by Isabel Allende. Okay, so I'm gonna start by telling you how I found all these TED Talk videos for all of you, which was I sat endlessly and poured over countless videos, and I qualify them and I put them on my webpage as a yes and a no and a yes and if it was boring, I put a comment in parentheses saying boring, and if it was something I thought was appropriate, I set it aside. And I'm sitting in the back of the room and I'm thinking, okay, what was I thinking? Because it's a very heavy-handed um, video, which obviously is the voice of many things. And I'm going to let you answer what the voice is. I don't want to put words in your mouth. And then I'll tell you where I think my head was. So, do you have any feedback on the video before anybody's thoughts or comments, or was it worthwhile, or did it enlighten? Did it touch you? Did it? Yeah, it was very inspiring for you. Yeah. Did you feel any, did anything open anything new for you in the video? It's probably the best way to say it.
Yeah, not really. I was thinking that it didn't make me think creative or anything. It was an inspiring one, an inspiring video about an important subject overall.
Right.
An inspiring one.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Anybody else got some comments, thoughts about it? Matilda, how about you? She knew how to articulate what was in her heart and on her mind. Yeah. And anybody else? Sienna, you got any thoughts? Anybody else? She's good at captivating her audience. Funny. She was humorous and intense and passionate. Anybody else? Julius?
I would say I really like the way how she talked and the rhetoric she used, everything. Also, the story at the beginning at the Olympics, I thought was kind of a little too much.
A little too
Like
much better.
Or yeah, she should have just like went straight to the subject, like no point faster. I thought like first she like started about talking about Olympics, and I was like, wait, where's this going? I mean, at that she kind of got that.
She brought it back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
Her numbers were just like really eye opening because like a lot of the things she kind of touched on, like a lot of people might be aware or like at least even maybe a little considerate of like what goes on in the rest of the world, but it's like a lot more like gravity here, like very distinct like numbers that she had.
Yeah.
It just brought like a lot of like reality to the whole situation.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pretty startling numbers. I agree
Yeah.
with you. When you
Yeah.
hear them, they pack a punch. Anybody else got any thoughts? Um, so as I'm sitting back there, I'm thinking, okay, now why did I keep this one in the hit list, right? Because I have more videos that I didn't add to the hit list, and knowing me, it's basically that each individual, each one of us can make a difference. Like the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize for having trees planted in her community, and the idea that if we live our life with heart and passion, we affect change. Because if we hold firm to our heart and our passion, we affect change. And I'm um, that's what I walk away with. I mean, it was a very feminist talk, and as I was listening to it, it reminded me um, of a talk that inspired me, probably changed my perspective of the world. There's a woman named Indira Ibadi. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Has anybody heard of her? Body. She won a Nobel Peace Prize, and she's an attorney. Body. Body. Does anybody see it? Am I missing it? No. Body. There it is. Okay. So she's an attorney, and she won the Nobel Peace Prize, and I'm not sure what year. Does anybody, somebody help me find this? Oh, Shirin Ebadi, that's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, she won the Nobel Peace Prize, and she's an attorney, and I believe she's an attorney in the Middle East, like Iran. And she talked about something similar that, do you have the patience for me to share this with you? Because this TED Talk really sparked something to make me think about it. She spoke up at UCSB at the Arts and Lecture Series a long time ago. And she was basically talking about, it was a feminist conversation, because it was talking about how women in the Middle East are less than citizens, right? Less than citizens. Like the story that Isabella Allende talked about, the woman who got beat up because she didn't have her husband's dinner prepared on time, right? And so this talk was about world peace. And it was basically saying that women who are secondary citizens in these Middle Eastern countries and are not revered, but are treated as second-class citizens and are often live an abused life, don't know peace in their heart. Okay, you with me on this? But women are the source of nurturing and raising the children of the world, men and women, male and female. And if you're a woman raising a male or female child, but you don't know peace in your heart and your soul, how can you impart peace and serenity to the child you raise? This was her line of thinking. And therefore, if you're raising, for example, in a male-dominated society, a male child, but you can't embody peace and serenity in yourself, how can you embody that in your child? And if you cannot embody peace and serenity in your child, how can we create a world that knows peace if we don't feel it and start here? Did I explain that well? Did you follow that? Yeah. And if you have an interest in it's Shirin Ebadi. If you have an interest, I'm sure there's talks about her, but there's a spark of that I heard in Isabel Allende's talk, which is basically we need gender equality, we need peace within all of us in order to make the world a better place. And it all starts with our hearts and our passion to affect change. So I appreciate the fact that you said that you were inspired by it. I know it wasn't exactly on how to be the best artist on the planet, but hopefully it helps you think about how to live each day so you help make the planet good, which was the summation of her speech. So thank you for your patience with me. So for today, all of you should have arrived here and have uploaded your ads with your clever taglines. And we'll share them, hopefully, to spark all of your own creativity in the class. How I see today going and what I'd like for next week for you to be prepared with is I'd like for all of us to share our perspectives on how to turn a phrase, create something that elevates meaning and creates the unexpected, often in humor or a little psychological twist. And what I'd like is this week for you to make sure that you, let me go back to if you go back to our creative thinking folder, I will post, let me see where it is. Let's come here to the Google Drive folder. So for next week, I have a folder ready for all of you because we're losing time. I want all of you to post as a PDF, as a link to whatever it is, a very thorough overview of the progress of your daily intention projects. Okay, that's what you'll be working on this week is prepping that so you're closer. And I will evaluate each of those and give you feedback on it. So if I don't get it, you know what I mean? If I'm looking at it and I don't get it, or I don't see your progress, or you might need a little support on how to tighten things up, I want to make sure that you have enough advance notice for it. So if, for example, you post it tonight and you want me to comment on it during this week, do so, okay? Just drop me an email, okay? Drop me an email, let me know. And if you want to get my attention faster than a pipeline email, Victoria@VictoriaTorf is really where you get my attention. Victoria@VictoriaTorf.com is the email I see, zings up on my phone. It wakes me in the middle of the night. It does everything. So, okay, everybody get that? Righty. So any questions about the daily intention project? How are you all doing? Good for you. You must have many rooms to that haunted house. You do. That's great. Anybody have any questions of it? Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's get you all up here. And we'll start with, why am I not seeing it? Taglines. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. There you are at the top. Whoa. So you ready for us? Okay. All right, so I'm going to sit back and you might want to do that thing with John just keeps track of who's presenting.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I'm going to turn on the light back here and turn down the one up front.
Okay. Well, this assignment was a little hard to understand at first, but I think what I did was right. Yeah. So I only used my own images because I thought that was funnier. than
Yeah,
just-
that's great. You use your own images. That's preferable. That's great.
And yeah, so this is Danny's breakfast in Vegas, but I changed it to be like a newspaper headline about this miraculous tumor removal performed in local family diner. Because that
What
peanut-
were you possibly eating there?
What?
Chocolate
It's
pancake.
yeah, it's a peanut
that what
butter,
that is?
peanut butter chocolate
Definitely
whatever.
pancakes.
Yeah,
That's like so much chocolate.
yeah. There are two pancakes under there, but it's chocolate and peanut butter on.
Has everybody seen those before? Does anybody want to eat those?
Not after that.
I've had them many times. They're great.
Okay, good. That was definitely a turn of a phrase. Yes.
And then another picture from the same little weekend in Vegas a couple of weeks back. We went there with my roommates. And here's another. It's like an ad for how to let's get that one to go away. Yeah. So this is a casino/resort in Vegas with a fake sky. It's built to look kind of like Rome or similar. And they have a sky in the painted on the ceiling that changes its color depending on the time of day. So I changed it to say, I don't know if anyone can read it, but it says, Styles of the past in the city of the future. New Rome, first city to be built on the moon, featuring stunning architecture beneath a realistic artificial sky. Become a citizen today. And it's by the Bureau of Interstellar Immigration. So now it's like a propaganda poster for
Right. Very clever.
this
Right? Very
place
clever.
on the moon.
Billboards and Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm. And the last one is a fake movie poster for a comedy. It's broke for a joke. A comedy about a joke gone too far. And that was just kind of a joke I came up with. The title, Broke for a Joke. And I came up with the idea of a comedy movie about someone who takes a prank way too far and spends way too much money on this joke and goes broke. And then I just try to find whatever image I had that
Yep,
could
went
look
for it.
that could look like a movie poster
Got
for a
it.
comedy.
And then you emulated a movie poster.
Yeah, exactly. With some quotes and some taglines and everything.
So who has some? So can we go to all of them? So how we would evaluate these, for example, is do we see an image and does the headline that correlates with the image create a surprise twist, surprise us in some way, have humor to it, make us think differently or unexpectedly than what the image suggests? That's basically how we'll evaluate these. So who's got some thoughts or comments based on the three that both shared with us? You guys are quiet today. All right, I'm just going to start going around the room then. We'll start right here.
I really like reading this bottom here, like casting by
Mhm.
Gandalf, written by Guess Who, and the guy with the math. I thought that was
Oh, yeah.
really creative.
Yeah, I
So
try to be super creative with that too.
Yeah.
edited by some guy with a MacBook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Uma Thurman got top billing with you.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Okay. Other thoughts? Okay, we're going to go beside you, which is Sienna.
I like them.
Okay, so which one
Mhm.
took you by surprise or horrified you or something
They're
new?
funny. The first one.
So the first one. Did you know what you were seeing? I did.
I figured it was pancakes, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Okay. And let's look at your sketches here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking through these earlier. I want you guys to sketch like maniacs, all of you, okay? Just so you know. Because I want to see the ideas you've rejected. We only have the ideas you kept.
No, these are some I rejected.
These are your rejections?
Yeah, not all of them, but these are some of them.
Okay. Do you have more?
No, not here.
Okay. Will you add more? Please?
You can try.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because I couldn't upload this. This is my second upload of this. It went wrong for some reason, like the images disappeared. But now it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm sorry
but
about that.
there's some rejected ideas.
Yeah, when you upload, I want to see your journal progress with your creative ideas. Don't just put what's successful, put what's not successful too. Okay? All right, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So, who's Jordan Friedman?
Oh, that should, yeah, that's me. It's a different account.
Is that like a friend or is
Yeah,
that,
he used my computer and I forgot to log out.
oh,
So
Okay.
that's me.
you just want to be part of class?
Yeah, I did it all in one. So it's just easier. First one was I just looked all of these up online.
You look for photos.
Yeah.
And what did you search for photos?
Captionless pictures.
Captionless pictures.
So I guess there are pictures that were worth a caption, but didn't have one. That was my thing. That was
Got
my
it.
thought process.
Got it.
And so yeah, there's a bunch of chicks in a sink. So I just thought like, where's the mom? They're always following the mom, you know?
Right.
So I guess the mom got tired of her chicks following her around. I mean,
Got it.
I would.
Uh-huh.
You know, people follow me around all the time. And then
I'm sorry, you have a pig following you around all the
people.
time?
You can call them pigs, I guess.
I was like, really? Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I did have some pigs follow me around at one time. Some of my friends in Texas have farms.
Seriously.
Yeah, yeah. It's a normal thing. Pet
Pigs-
pigs. They're not
pigs
even
are
pigs that they
friendly.
eat.
They're
They just, yeah.
They're family,
They're
aren't
pet
they?
pigs.
Yeah.
They have names and collars and
Yeah.
pig bowls with food.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, they, I don't normally have pigs following me.
Okay.
And then the second
Can you
one.
pull it up the page? a little?
Yeah.
Great.
He's this little baby, and he just looks like he was like really just flustered about something. So, I remember when I was feeding my nephew, I had like it was like a carrot and like kale
Uh-huh.
mush that I was feeding him. He really did not like it. So it's like
You felt his pain,
yeah,
and it was
Yeah.
memorable. For you.
and this baby reflected his pain.
Very cute.
And then I just saw that, and I was thinking, I don't know why I thought Lion King, but so he's like, "Yo, you see Pride Rock yet?" Just a bunch of hyenas, so they're lost, I guess. Looking
Pretty
for
funny
Pride Rock.
photo.
Yeah, I
Right?
don't. I'm hoping it's Photoshop,
I'm thinking it's
It's
photo.
definitely
or they're just really good friends.
Right.
I didn't have any failures. I just picked 3 photos and went with them.
You didn't have any failures.
Yeah.
Cocky.
You once said like find something, the first thing you like see, just go with it. So that's what I did.
Okay, well that's fine. I got you. I got you. So, comments here for Brian. So let's see. So next to you, Sienna, is Dalen.
I'm glad. It's good. That was my purpose.
So when I look at these, I'm wondering if it triggers a different headline for somebody where the headlines are shorter, less explanation to it, same concept.
The one with the babies, I need new pants now.
I need new pants now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take me to a what's it called?
Changing
Old
station?
Navy. It could be an Old Navy ad for
Oh,
Okay.
baby gown,
Maybe,
yeah. Not the
I
same
like
old
it.
thing. Right.
Or it could be like a story about like a love story book with like a really intense title, like She Never Came Back.
Oh,
That was good.
So
right. A forlorn child, no matter what. So you could come up with every
yeah.
forlorn, sad, tragic headline for that photo, right?
Or terrible.
Right.
Like the one with the animals. I feel like thing to say like besties, and then it could be for like the Google Hangouts.
Oh, besties, the Google Hangouts. That's
I
cute.
like it.
Very clever. Very clever.
Or it could be this isn't my Uber.
Oh. Very good.
Safari Uber.
Safari Uber. There you go. Safari Uber. Anybody else? Okay. Thanks, Brian. Okay. And who's the next one?
I'm gonna read it from here.
It's
Plus Wallow.
Bo, that's Bo,
Yeah,
that's
it's me,
you.
2 times.
So you thought you didn't upload, but you did.
Yeah, I guess.
Or maybe you didn't see it and then you voted against it.
Yeah.
And maybe
Okay.
I should have.
No, I don't think that I took the old ones down, so they're probably just like broken PDFs. I can take them on later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they have 0 bytes.
Oh, they do.
Size.
I see, yeah.
And so does
And
the
Sienna, what
Kmart.
about you? Does yours work?
Let's hope so.
Let's check it out. There
One
you
of
go.
them works. 2. Okay. I only did
They all
2.
here?
I only did 2.
Okay.
So this is my first one. I just looked up images, and this is it.
So did you combine images
Yes,
to
I
make
did.
this?
Yeah.
So you found a Glade image, you found the Belchine refinery image. Okay. Okay.
That was one of them, and then that's my second one.
Claw Commandos. The Elise Force and Dry Cleaning. Did that example of the drowning car inspire you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you think of that headline or something? Is that, and then you went to find another image?
Yeah, I just looked at ads, and then I went and got pictures for the ad.
And do you have sketches and other?
No, I just already knew what like I wanted to do.
Okay. So comments for Sienna.
Can you
So
read the tagline?
This one.
The red, yeah.
The Elite Force and Drain Cleaning.
I'm sorry.
The Elite Force and Drain Cleaning
Oh, where'd you find the logo?
on Google.
Oh, already made, or you made it?
No, it's already made.
Called Claw Commandos?
Is it?
Really? Wow. Okay.
But the first one is almost like
A whole campaign out of it, right? A whole series? Yeah. Okay, that's great. Okay, so I do want to go back here. So I want all of you to maximize your success. So choose 3 images taken out of context using your own photo or images you find on the web, and write taglines, many, that could be used to describe the meaning. Brainstorm your concepts, include your brainstorming. Place the JPEG or the PDF, and you should have one composite of your 3 final images and all your brainstorming. So anything less than meeting all that criteria won't get 100% grade. Everybody get that? All right. So if you didn't meet it, you may want to step up your game. All right. I want to call attention to that. Brainstorming's important to do. So just as you evaluate it, decide if you want to make a fresh upload for your work if you feel like it falls short. Okay. Okay. Do you have to do that?
No, what date do we have?
Soon. Today's a good day. Okay. All right. So Susanna, that's you. Okay. There you go.
I just look for a bunch of like, well, I put,
So what were you searching for when you
I put
searched?
images out of context or something like that. Or
Yeah,
like
the same
photos
kind of
out
thing as,
context. Or like out
Brian
of
did?
context. Yeah.
Out of context.
Yeah. And then I found this one. I don't know if I need to explain it. I thought it was kind of fun. I found this one, and I thought of Google because like Google is known for making like weird things with their employers.
Yeah.
So I thought that
Bring your,
like
bring your
it fits
pencil
Google.
in.
And then I just found these different photos that I thought were funny.
I can't hear you. Sorry.
No, I just found like different photos that I thought were funny and just like trying to make like.
Do you want to read the headline? I think the blue on blue might be hard. to see
Yeah.
for people.
Be the most flawless person in the party. Buy a waterproof costume.
Buy one. That's great.
And then this is like different,
Good
different taglines. that
Good
I thought-
brainstorming.
yeah.
Good. Right. So then you picked what you felt worked most successfully. So who's got? Let's see. So Abby back there. How about you? You got comments for Susanna? Can you scroll to the second one?
Oh, well, Halloween's coming too, so.
Right. Does anybody have other headlines that spark for these? You guys are low energy today, aren't you all? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Susanna. Abby, are you adding more to it? Did I cut you off? No? Okay. All right. And Lottie's not here, but Lauren's here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's hard.
All right. So I started just by brainstorming a couple things, and then the one we didn't go over in class was the pen ads, and so I thought because I already did those, I could come up with some taglines for my ad
Oh, for your pens.
for my pens.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm not sure everyone will get it based on the age, but Clint Eastwood played in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Right. Yes.
So I did The
yes.
Good, the Bad, and the Tasty because it's
Yes.
for a Magnum, and the pun was the Magnum ice cream instead of the Magnum gun.
Right.
And then The Good, the Bad, and the Tasty.
So
And
it's a double pun.
technically, yes.
Yes. Okay.
But I was it's only because I was using what I'd already
Carrying it.
spent time creating. And then kind of it makes a full ad instead of just a pun by itself. And then this one was a question. So
Right.
like Magnum for
Right. So you're
another
double
thing in
punning
the
again.
age, which I don't know if people get. Magnum.
Yeah. Do you guys know that TV show? Anybody? You've heard of it? Well, and raise your hand if you've never heard of Sophia Loren. Raise them high. I can't see. Okay, we're gonna pull.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of reference to her, and I thought about. I
Do you want
thought
me
about,
to look her up right now?
yeah, could you do that? We're digressing a little bit. We do that.
Is it like this?
Yeah.
I feel like.
Just like that.
Second thing is so big.
And how old is she?
So it's
Well, she's over 70. But
Yeah.
sorry, actually, let me go to. Not there.
Not there. Yeah. That's a
Sorry,
good
I
looking
went back and I
70.
kind of went away from her. Hold on, let me close here.
You'll grab it.
Oh, I don't know where it went. Let me look here.
Images. Right.
So this is what she looks like now.
Right.
Um,
That's what she used to look like. And if you grab the picture of her up at the top in the black on the end, and the one
That one?
beside it, those two, so her now and the one beside it.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's, she was in, she's Italian? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Italian. And so she was a very seductive starlet and has never lost her allure and continues to perform. Is that fair to say, John?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. I'm just like
Yeah. So you get the idea. But that's definitely a generational thing. There's no reason
Yeah.
for any of you guys to know this at all. I
so
realize.
my
Is there a reason? No. It was part. Well, I just to put it in context for you, why the author was making this reference to her.
and I also realized that because I sometimes do it in the office and I've got like I work with other
Old people.
younger people trying to like a lot of Americans don't really know Magnum ice cream is like a big thing in South Africa where clearly here it's not. So yeah, so some people know and then other people are like what's a Magnum? So
Right.
and then yeah, so I knew you would get it based on the
Yeah. So Magnum PI was a TV show probably for a decade, right?
yeah, for a long time.
Probably a decade.
And Tom Selleck's like really well known
With
for his
Tom Selleck.
moustache.
And
Like this
right.
made him.
And then there's Magnum ice cream. So you have to know both of those.
And Magnum PI is for private investigators. So basically, he's like handing you a Magnum and saying Magnum, personal investigator, question
Right.
mark.
So
Like,
he's handing you the gun.
so,
So-
yeah.
Actually, so what this really, I'm walking closer to this just to record it. So what this really points to isn't that we get it or we don't get it. What this really points to is know your audience, right? I mean, what it really points to is know your audience. I find that with a lot of student projects, one of the student projects I had for one of the classes I taught was a color poster of a famous person, place, or thing. And so many of my students would choose a famous person that I had no idea who they were talking about. And it was so clearly for me, sadly for me, a generational thing. I mean, I would have to say, okay, so who is that? And then I'd have to sneak and look and get the background to figure it out. And so what's relevant here, I mean, so Lauren has all these multiple puns, multiple play on words here. But when you do something creatively, obviously, you have to know your audience. It's going back to Sienna, was yours the toilet? No, Susanna's was the toilet. Okay. So so the toilet is an environmentalist approach, maybe, right? For the type of people who use gray water to shower, and they send their shower water out to their gardens, right? But if you don't know your audience, they might not have a clue what you're addressing with that, right? So anyway, that's kind
Well,
of the point about.
I get that, but you were grading me, so you just needed to get it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I give everyone else some cultural background into, and maybe they'll go look it up. But yeah, so, and I'm sorry, I just had the 2, so I'll just add a third one.
Yeah, and your sketches.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
more.
put, but do you want, I did like a lot, because I also did the Magnum, the Bad and the Ugly. There were lots of taglines I came up with. I just didn't write them all
Put 'em
down.
all. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Okay, terrific.
Cool. I am
I
not
think that is it. Yeah.
Let me go back like
Yeah.
that.
That'll work.
Or just click off the picture.
What is happening to me?
Click on the dark area.
Click the dark.
In the dark?
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks,
There it
guys.
is.
Okay,
So we don't know
so
who's next.
I cannot. Oh,
So-
Dan, I'm going.
Still have-
well, it's really small up here.
Yeah.
Taglines. Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's me. All right.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. Cool. Oh wait. I actually do have a couple like rejects, but they're like super small. Because I didn't know that. I thought we were only doing like the ones that we wanted to keep. Anyways.
So yours in your sketchbook?
No, I have like my normal ones up top right here.
No, are you going to show us your
But-
sketchbook?
Did you really want to see my rejects? Because they're like.
Yeah. Unless you don't want to share them.
It's not exciting. I don't even know if I can find it. I'm like, where did I put it? One part I ripped it out.
Did you? Is it there?
It's possible. I'm not finding it.
Okay. No? Okay. We'll save this for later then.
But I do have like my normal one.
Okay.
So I'll just present it.
Okay.
Never mind. So you
Chair's
can.
behind you. Don't try and sit down.
All right.
Without the chair there.
Cool. So, where's the zoom? Oh, it's too much. All right, cool. So, I did ads for Supercut, Swiffer Mop, and Sony earphones. So here we got like a playful little fur ball, a guy that's like cleaning in his underwear or a Speedo. And this guy in the middle who is like listening to his earphones while like all this junk is going on around him. So I kind of played with a couple of things like words that I could do, but like I definitely did a little more refining when I put it up. So Supercuts, there's a great discount at Supercuts right now. Maybe they're still open. Picture of Forrest Gump while he's running. I don't know if
So is that so context? Does everybody know Forrest Gump here? Anybody
Yeah.
not? Okay. So context, good context.
yeah, it's like super. I thought I could do the one with the people like behind him, but then I was like, no, it's like super funny because it's like he's all spacey and he's like in his own world, you know, trying to think like, you know, how can I save a buck? This one's kind of intense. I didn't know if I should do it, but I did it anyway. Now nothing can get in the way of my jams, and it's like this kid listening to music while people are fighting behind him. It's kind of intense, but you know, this is actually a real. Like this happens all the time where people are just like, you know, listening to their earphones and like they're not really paying attention to anything that's going on around them. So kind of did like a cultural thing with that, but you know, it's positive. Like now nothing can get in the way of my jams. He's like, you know, maybe doing homework or something positive with himself. This is probably like my favorite one just because like it just looks like he's a mess, you know, making life easy for men and women everywhere. The Swiffer extra large, you know, like.
One swoop and you're there.
Yep, you don't have to sit there just tripping out, wondering, you know, why did I decide to wear a clean cut shirt to clean my house or whatever. So, it was fun. Like it was worth a shot. But
And so comment. So who's lined up? Julia's all ready for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I missed it. Yeah. Okay.
I think the first one's super funny, and it also made me think you could use one from Castaway.
Oh yeah. Right. Just a whole nother like greasy
Like a whole
guy.
long,
Where
series.
just right? Like every single movie that he just looks super gross in. Yeah. No, it's cool. I really like Forrest Gump, one of my favorite like movies, It's kind of like pretty crazy contrast too, because like the entire movie he's like doesn't have a super like gnarly beard or anything. So this is like, the like not like the climax or anything of the movie, but this is like a huge turning point, where he's like, making a decision in his life. He's like running and then he just like stops with a bunch of people behind him. He's like, I'm tired. And he goes home. It's like, all right.
He's done. He ran it out.
Yeah, and that's like that was it. And, I don't know. I thought that was like it's just like my favorite like point of the movie, just that idea of like his face and everything.
Okay, great.
All right, so the first one I did, if gophers become extinct, the whole ecosystem will
That's
die.
good.
And then please donate today. And because I, for the longest time, thought it was like a quote, like, like they always say, get your free quote today for insurance. And I always thought it was like, do you get like a quote?
Right.
Yeah.
So have you been holding that for a long time?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You have.
Oh yeah.
You grew up with that. In your
Yeah, like as a kid, I was like, "Would you get like a free quote? That's awesome." But yeah, and then like a sale on door handles. We don't
Great.
think you'll be able to handle this sale.
Right. Another pet.
Oh, and then just like my drawings for it. I did a lot of notes, and so I'll upload the notes.
Upload the notes.
Yeah.
Add it to the PDF. And
Yeah.
Make one complete.
Yeah.
And actually, so your handle, if you go back.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really the photo that's a weird combination of elements. It's just that your headline
Yeah.
plays off.
Yeah.
Okay, Matilda, I took Born to You or next. Do you have any thoughts towards these?
Towards the
Any of the ads?
I like this.
Thanks.
I really like the GoPro.
The go
Oh, like-
whole.
yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
pretty good with that one.
I thought the general was.
General, you like the general.
And the free quote, yeah.
I was looking at like.
Yeah.
Once you get it, you just.
It has to be like a patent quote, but again, that's dating myself, isn't it? General patent. Right, John?
I think it's before your time, isn't it?
It is, general patent is before my time, thank God, yes. That's true. Anyway, very clever.
Okay, thank you.
And Chris isn't here. Abby, you want to come on up?
Okay, true confession. This was really hard.
Everything I think is really hard,
Yeah.
honestly. Isn't that true?
Or it just takes
This
more out of
one
your
is-
mind, like, to think about it.
Yeah.
Goes against the grain. Okay. So the first one, I just thought, because I've been in working with kids on Fridays, and some days it's great, some days it's really hard, if I'm honest. So I was like, buy one, get one free. So that kind of thing. And then the rest, and then this one is more of a quote, you can't steer, stop, ship. But that's my dad's quote.
Is that your dad's quote?
Mhm.
And when would he tell you that?
Oh, every day.
Every day.
Well, yeah, because I'll get in these mind blocks, and then he's like, you can't steer, stop, ship. So you just got to keep moving forward.
Wow. You guys said this to your dad?
Yeah. You can tell him that I'm listening to him. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think I just thought of trees, and then I'm sure they have a quote like this, but grow where you're planted. And so it's just like, even these trees are just in this place where there's probably not a lot going on, but that's okay.
Did she make that up?
I think I've heard it somewhere, But then I saw the trees because I kind of did the same thing. Someone looked up tagless
Uh-huh.
photos, stock photos, and so I saw that. But yeah, it's on
So
my
you're kind of philosophical with yours. You're not really giving us a twist so much. You're giving us inspiration, except for the baby, which is
Yeah,
which
I
is-
felt kind of bad
which
doing it
is-
too. I was like,
right, which
not
is
rude. Yeah.
right, which is get one free today. Now.
You pick.
Okay, so who haven't I called about? Rebecca, you got some thoughts?
I feel I was trying to think of something like the first one would be just like really good if you put like a little like Durex symbol in the corner for the condom because that's like a really good
Oh, if you
preventative.
to
Oh,
promote,
here
I think
That's so.
I think there is actually an ad like that of a child having.
I have it right here.
Do you want to pull it up?
But yeah,
Yeah, go
well,
ahead.
I'll
Pull
just,
it up.
it's just a photo on my phone. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, so you can
Anyway.
pull up photo booth.
Yeah, you can have a look 'cause it's real thingy.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Actually, okay.
Yeah,
See if you can.
but there is. Haven't you seen it? It's a European ad. Anybody? It's an ad for birth control. Nope, you guys aren't. Can you guys
There's
see?
baby with
Yes.
See it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So bad.
yeah.
I love how she's just defeated too.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done.
So I know you're hanging in there.
Oh no. It's
So
okay.
has anybody seen this same ad? You brought it up.
I don't
Rebecca.
think I've seen that one in particular, but I think I've probably seen something similar because as soon as I saw like
That's what you thought of?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause this just because. Okay, so we just showed the ad for condoms, which is, and we took it offline because if a video has a copyright, YouTube shuts us down. But
We'll have
again,
it in the archive though.
but you will have it in the archive,
We'll have it
okay?
in the archive.
But again, it's back to context. It's exactly what you're trying to accomplish with your quirky photos. It's exactly what you're trying to accomplish. It's a paradigm shift, right? It's a paradigm shift in thinking, which is the same paradigm shift you have right there. So good job. Okay. Okay. And who do we have next? We have Cecilia.
Those are bad thumbnails or whatever, but something.
Yeah, we can't see him.
Yeah.
So did you Photoshop this or found the photo?
Found the photo. I knew it existed, so I knew what I wanted.
You knew it existed.
Yeah.
You'd seen it?
Yeah. So don't have time to finish what you started. So this is for like maid or cleaning company.
This is what cleaning company?
Like to if you don't have time to if you're stressed or
Right.
whatever,
Right.
we like help you out.
Ah,
Mhm.
got it.
And this is for an insurance company. Don't worry, we got your back. Hopefully it's not get killed, just get injured.
Or I think he's done.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Always knew I needed alligator insurance or something.
Yeah,
And have a break, we are happy to help for you.
That's cool.
oh, that's sweet. How'd you think of that?
I don't know. They just two pictures. I just put them together.
So you found the two pictures.
Yeah.
Put them together.
Yeah. First, I was thinking something like a I don't know, simple coffee cup or something. And I don't know, but I ended up with this one.
Okay. So don't take them down. So that's Michaela.
I think the first one was really funny.
Yeah. Does it conjure up other headlines for you? It doesn't even have to be a cleaning company, does it? The point is don't start something you can't finish, you can't see through, really. Whether it's a cleaning company or
It can be whatever.
it's a whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Miss Julia.
Okay, so my first one is Life is Never Dull with Dole. I was trying to do like a sad pineapple that said like don't be dull and then like eat dole and then have like happy pineapples or something, but I thought these were kind of cute.
Did you color them?
No, they were already
Found
like that. I found them. I searched for a while.
And what were you searching for?
Well, I was looking at stock photos, so just like fun pineapple or pineapple with sunglasses.
And it sparked your idea.
Mm-hmm. And this one, I just found a totally random photo of someone in outer space, and I don't know if everyone knows the Verizon commercials with the guy. Can you hear me now? So he's way up in space. Huh? Oh yeah.
He's in cahoots with the opposite company.
And then the last one was another random photo, and I did Get All of Your Ducks in a Row. Buy season tickets now for the Oregon Ducks.
Right.
And made little they have little logos on them.
Okay. Wow, you photoshopped that?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
And then this was my, it's
brainstorm.
kind of simple brainstorming.
Yeah.
I changed it a little bit from what I did, but
Did you?
well,
Did you
I
brainstorm
found the photos
before?
first. No,
Yes,
and then
okay.
I should have done the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, every student is always surprised when I'm like, really, you brainstormed that, and then you found the perfect photo to match. How'd you do that?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. So, Dalen, you haven't commented yet, have you? Okay, so who are we moving to? Susanna?
I think my favorite is the dog one. I don't know. I think that is like the most like professionalism, but I could really see like
Thank you.
Lastly,
So I went the same route and I went and looked through stock images and then tried to think of what they could be advertising. So I pulled my photos first and then started trying to do placement and deciding what companies they could match up with. And then I started with the orange peel. I'm thinking about it could be like shipping or packaging advertisement. I did it for FedEx shipping. And I also, I don't know, I like advertising that doesn't show the actual product sometimes. So it takes a little bit to
figure it out.
actually see what it is. And then yeah, I just found this on Pixabay or
So
Pixabay.
did you draw the stick figures to go with the rocks?
No,
Did you
I
even
just
buy those?
found
You
this
found it?
on a stock image site and thought it would be a really cute gem
Yeah.
thing. I think this
STEM
guy's,
class.
yeah, he's like jogging or doing some sort of aerobic activity.
He's the leanest one though, so he's fine.
Well, but this isn't about like getting skinny. This is about like getting swole or something,
yeah.
being rock solid. So,
That's great.
and then I did a Home Depot one. I found this shack.
It must have been fun to stumble on.
Yeah, well, the thing I like about Pixabay is that they're all so random. Like if you just go through and you don't put any categories in, you'll find just like a million pictures that someone took of a shack and uploaded.
Yes, yes.
Which is great.
Pixel Day. So, okay, so who?
Well, first of all, what was the place called away from the English?
Pixel Bay.
I think it's with an A though. I think it's Pixabay.
Pixabay?
Pixabay or something like ABY.
John,
Yeah, if
John will
you
locate it for
Google free stock images, it's like one of the first ones that pops up.
Yeah. Also, they were all really funny, really clever. I really like this one too. Not only because it's funny, but because it's a nice picture too. I don't live in a house. After fixing it up.
Yeah.
What if it's right next to Crystal Lake? Oh, sorry. Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, no thanks.
So I do have a question for all of you. As you struggle through this, process of trying to come up with creative ideas and interesting images, did you make any personal observations about your creative process? Yeah, Matt.
Mostly the things that I experienced or that like I'm familiar with. You know, like I wasn't like a lot of the like even with other people's like the businesses or stuff that they like were advertising for. It's like common things that people like interact with. You know, it's like no one did something for like a nuclear plant or something.
Right.
You know, like it's very like familiar things that we like associate with, so they're like we can, you know, come with like a more clever way to like display like our association with it.
So it's easier to turn a phrase when you're familiar and you have experience with the concept you're tinkering with,
Yeah.
basically.
Like I took Supercuts and I knew that they had like that whole discount thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so like.
So you tumbled in your head.
Yeah.
And Julia, was it you? No, it was you, Clara, right?
Yeah.
That I always want to call you a different name, but it was you that you've been carrying that phrase around, wanting to use the phrases. So it's what you know. Again, like I think I'm so clever that I want to develop a product called dehydrated water, and you just add water and be able to sell it. Like I've been carrying that around since I was like 5 years old. I mean, and it's ridiculous, right? but it's we have these things in our head, or you know what your dad says, or whatever. So, what else did you observe about your process? Yeah, Bo.
I didn't sketch a lot. I was like much more ideas in my head than on paper.
You have more ideas in your head than on paper.
Yeah.
So, do you just let them swim around there and then they stay there?
Yeah. Sometimes they stay. That's when
Right.
I'm always focusing because I'm thinking about stuff like that. But it does help sketching. I just forget about it.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate you even bringing that up. I think for most students, the greatest struggle is sketching. It's like when it comes to an assignment, you just want to get to the finish line and be done, unfortunately. But what I've come to recognize in the years that I've taught graphic design and worked myself as a graphic artist, putting our thoughts down on paper, even if it's our stream of consciousness, even if it's a chaotic mess, but constantly having a way to capture our ideas preserves them, because I think that they do swim around in our heads and then they kind of just float away sometimes and you miss the moment with it. So I recommend that you try to sketch things out or write keywords down to trigger your memories. Anybody else have observations about as you're looking at your images, or how when you were on stock sites, how one image triggered a new thought or something like that? All right. So, you know, the purpose of this project isn't necessarily the net result, but it's the observation of your process, which is why sketching is important, which is why I'm not necessarily looking at just your final solution. It's your stream of consciousness and your process, and that's really important. It's also really important for all the work you're doing in creative thinking, learning what the design methodology is. So actually, let's talk about this right now. So let me get John's whiteboard out here. John, thank you so very much. You and your Star Wars, like, laser beam. Okay, so, well, it's probably easier if I type, but all right, I'll just write here. So what's the first thing you all do when you have a creative project? What's the first thing you do when you have the project? You brainstorm it. Okay, so you make a mind map? right? Okay, so I'm going to put map. This is very hard to write with. And you brainstorm. But what do you do before you do that?
Get a glass of water and a snack so that you don't have to get up later.
You're really funny. I agree with you, right? I agree with you. I can't. Yeah, John, I really need a text tool with this, not this.
That's what I thought. I was looking for that.
So procrastinate or prepare is really what you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
So you
Like,
prepare.
if you like get up like 15 minutes into like your work, you get like really distracted most of the time. But if you like have that idea of like you got to do something, then you like do something right before, like you're already like on it. You're not like trying to.
So you're prepared. So this is actually A, not 3, because you're prepared. Okay. What else is your process? Yeah, Bo. So research. Okay, I have another one that I think you do before you do any of these also. Understand the scope of work. Right, so research might be part of 2 and 3, right? Maybe. But maybe double A. No, that would be, that's single A. Here's double A. So single A is the scope of work. So you need to understand what you're doing. John, this is really awkward, but I'm so committed to it. There. Can you all read my cute little, how am I doing, you guys? Are you so bedazzled by this? I could do better with vector graphics. I could open a normal software and type. Okay. But I'm having a little fun. Who wants to do this? Who's really good at vector drawing? Come on, Julius. Come on up here. Come, try it. It's okay. How could you do worse than me, right?
That's true.
Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So the first thing we do is we understand the scope of work. Then the next thing you do is you go get yourself set up. You set up your work environment or your creative environment, right? Okay. And then Lauren said that she does mind mapping and brainstorming. And who said you do research? Who said research?
I did.
Okay, Bo said, you said that you seek inspiration. You seek inspiration. Okay, what else do you do for your creative process?
I don't know, I just start.
You dive in.
Yeah, I dive in. Like that's mostly, I don't know, that's like, for me personally, like the best thing, just like,
okay,
go
so
straight.
dive in. So when you dive in, what happens if you don't hit the mark? What do you do, Michaela? When you don't hit the mark, you do it and you're frustrated and it doesn't feel right. What do you do? What do you do? Okay, so you dive in, it doesn't work, you circle back around to mind mapping, so you get more creative stuff. What do you do, Rebecca?
Big cup of coffee.
So you procrastinate, you walk away, you get a cup of coffee. I do that. I walk my dog. Yeah.
You might have to revise after you start. Like if you have to like correct something, like even if like you have like a good idea, but it's just not like exactly what you want or it's not super polished, you can just like refine it a little bit.
Okay, so we've got to walk away and regroup. So you can do those, and then you come back to refine it.
Yeah.
So take what you got and tweak it. So now you got 5 and 6.
Fine.
Well, you got to walk away first,
Oh, okay.
and then you got to refine. Yeah. See, this is fun, right? Okay, so you walk away, you regroup, you get some coffee, you call somebody, you take your mind off it, then you come back to your concept and say, how can I work with this? Can I revise it and redo it? Okay, so this is the creative process, and then after you've revised it, then what happens? Yeah, Abby. You do thumb.
How do you spell revise?
ISE. Yeah. Okay, so you do thumbnails. So you do some more brainstorming. That's the That's brainstorming. So you revise it. You revise your brainstorming, and then what do? You execute it, is what you're saying, depending on what form it has to be. Like you make it digital, you take the photo, you do the drawing. Okay, so then you refine it. Yeah, Matt.
You can ask a second opinion. You can ask what someone else thinks about it.
Okay, so I call that releasing it because you made it go public now.
Even if it's just like so, like in the prior stages or like preliminary stages, you can still ask someone like, does this make sense conceptually?
So you get feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, so you refine it, you get feedback. Okay, so you get feedback. What if they hate it?
Get a third opinion.
You get a third so that's okay. So you get opinions. Okay. And when you're all so look at the process. This is really, you've all named your process. So okay, so now you've gotten feedback. Then you go back to refine it. You go back to number 7.
Correct.
And then you've refined it, and then what do? Susanna, what do you do after you've refined it?
Find a way to present it.
You present it. You put it out there in the world. You release it. You put it in the world. Right. And then when you present it, you're going to get feedback. And then you're going to find out whether you have to refine it and revise it and present it again, right? So it's a very cyclical thing. This is actually what you just wrote there, Julius. Thank you so much. Don't go away. So actually what we talked through is our design methodology. That's our sophisticated name for our creative thinking, our design methodologies. And you can tell that we all probably have the same workflow. We all brainstorm in our different ways. We all procrastinate in our different ways and step away from it. Next week, we actually have a video about procrastination, I think. I think that's one of our videos next week. And then we revisit it and we refine it and formulate an understanding, I think actually being kind to yourself and being wise about your own personal design methodology, your own creative process is really important. It's not usually a straight line. We'll get to the destination, but it's not usually a straight line. So I hope that in all of these creative exercises, you're finding that. How many of you find it harder to do your creative exercises alone than as a group? Raise your hi. How many prefer doing groups? I mean, prefer. I said it wrong, didn't I? How many like working alone? Let's do it that way.
How many what?
Work alone, creative alone. And why is that? Why, Cecilia? Why do you like working alone?
Because I think I like to take my time.
You like working at your own rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And why do you like working alone? It's more freeing.
Yeah.
Not so much noisy opinions.
Yeah, that's what she said. Start thinking about other people's creativity and that starts affecting what you want to do.
It impacts your way of thinking.
And sometimes it's not like what you want to do. It's just really where
So that collaborative thing.
Yeah, I'd rather work on myself because I know what I want and how I want to do it.
Okay.
You're more accepting of your bad ideas if you're alone.
You're gentler with yourself.
You're not like a good person that takes criticism. Somebody, it's a whole idea. You're like, no, I'm just a kind of person.
So this is an interesting thing. If you're a creative thinker, so do you like working alone or with
I would
groups?
I like working by myself, like individually, but like in a team. So you can like once a week you can maybe meet up,
Touch
get
base.
some feedback, and just like talk. But then the other just like week,
Work on your own.
yeah, work on my own.
Sounds like this class.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's cool. That's good. Yes.
I definitely like to think about my ideas conceptually, like by myself,
Yeah.
but to get like the final revisions and like a lot of the feedback, like, you have to ask other people's opinions. Because if you're just presenting to yourself, you're okay with a lot of the mistakes you've made. But if you present it with something so like transparent as like, this is what I have, do you like it or not? Someone's gonna tell you. They're not gonna like 50% be like, like I'm not gonna really like tell you what I think about it to hurt your feelings. So if the more minds you can get on like your idea, the better like the more rounded it'll become, just because you'll have more thoughts on it. Even though you could have this great idea, it could still have all kinds of jagged edges on it.
So the more feedback you get, helping fuel the creativity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Makes a better, stronger idea.
Yeah, it just gives you more like tangents to go off of. Like if someone gives you an idea, it's like an addition to your concept, but it's like not what you had thought of initially. Like you just gained like a whole different way of looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw you shake your head. That was not a disagreement. That was just shaking your head. Okay. What did you say, Malik? You saw him do that too. Okay, I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I thought, no, he's not disagreeing vehemently. No, that's not what that is. How many people in this class have been paid to create something for someone, whether it's an ad or a meal or a poem or a story, have been hired and have a client who gives them money for it? Raise it, go high.
Yeah, could you make a different section where it's like you just sold something?
No.
Okay.
Somebody actually says, let me pay you to do this for me. How many of you have done that? Okay. And how many of you have done that? And when you submit it, you give it to them, they're like, no. Okay. So what was your experience with that? No, you're not cutting it. What did you do? Yeah. Sure, Bob. Changed it. And did you feel like you had to compromise yourself?
No, not really. It's different when you're working for someone else. It's like, it's not my own idea anyway. Someone else asking me to like.
So somebody's wanting you to execute their idea for them.
I think it was someone wanting to illustrate their character that I made for somebody. So then I'm not like, it's not my creativity. Then it's just my pure art skills. So if someone says, yeah, this isn't my.
So you were the technician.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's been the creative thinker who had to put your creative ideas out there? So what happened to you, Julius?
You just have to ask for feedback. You're like, all right, what do you don't like about this? And then hopefully the person is like, all right, you make this improve, change this.
Improve it. And how did you feel compromised?
Not really, because like both say, it's not your own work in the first place. I mean, it's your own work, but it's like not your.
But it's not
initial idea.
personal.
And I honestly, if he wants it like pink with the customer is king. So like if the customer's happy, I'm happy.
Right.
And I get paid. So
Lauren, you were shaking your head. You looked dejected when I said, what happens when you.
But sometimes it works out, and then other times people tell you things, and then you do them based on what they told you, and you go, no, and I'm like, this
is what you asked
what
for.
you told me.
Right.
So I said, you need to be more specific than, but it is specific. So I don't know how else to communicate that.
Does anybody have a suggestion?
Sometimes it's too annoying.
I have a suggestion. You have a suggestion? That was a wrist stretch. Okay. So often, well, I get employed. I get hired by people to design things and have creative ideas. And they turn to me to have the creative ideas and not execute their idea. You know, for Bo, for example, he was illustrating somebody's concept, and they probably hired you because they liked the way you illustrated something. They like your style. But when you're putting creative ideas out there for a client, and then they say to you, well, can you move this to the left and move that over there and squish this together and change the color to green, and you know it's going to fail. Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right? You know. And what my solution has been, what's your solution, John, for that?
Well, there is no solution, really. I certainly encountered that many times.
Yeah.
You just do it.
So
I feel if you know them well enough, you just say it's gonna fail or not.
yeah, you can you can recommend something, and you're like, all
But
right.
if you don't know them, you do it.
Well, so my solution is yes to all of you. My solution is you do exactly what they told you. And then you have a series of alternatives that they might choose to consider if that isn't what they expected it to be. And usually that's the solution. So you give them what they want, and you give them what you know they really need, and they usually arrive there. Sorry.
I think one good thing to do in a situation like that is to make them aware of the cost consequences.
Yes.
Of what they want.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's there is truth to that. There is cost to your time. Time is money, kind of thing. But okay. Well, I just wondered. So basically, what happens with our design methodologies is you brainstorm your projects, you research your projects, you know the scope of work, you dive in and do it. You get frustrated, so you go out with your friends, you walk the dog, you drink a coffee, you garden, you do the laundry, you do something to avoid, you go to avoidance. You come back, and according to Matt, you find an idea and you keep tweaking it. And then we keep recycling through these until we finally present stuff. So hopefully, as you start to do these exercises in class, you're starting to become more aware of your creative process and what works for all of you. So that being said, we have an hour, and I'd like to use that hour however you wish to use it. I will talk to you one-on-one about your daily intention project. You can use this time to pursue it further. You can make sure that you have all of your work submitted. Remember our exercises, I know I keep saying this because I want you to understand the heft of this daily intention project, which should culminate in something incredibly polished. And I feel that a lot of you are going to really need to make sure that you're presenting your project with that kind of panache. Okay. So use this hour how you wish, and I am here to help support you. And you guys did great. Okay.
Since we have like an hour to ourselves or whatever, I just thought I might throw this out there to anyone that's interested. Dyson, the company, they have this 4-phase challenge that they've recently given out to the public, and it's it's a video, it's a 1-minute long video, and it has the first clue to the challenge inside of it, and anyone who figures out all 4 clues gets possibly a interview with the CEO.
Tell us about Dyson, Brian. Did I
It's
pull up
a
the right
hardware
thing?
company.
Did I pull up the right thing?
No, just say Dyson challenge. Yeah, video.
Oh, this?
I've already figured out the first 2, but for obvious reasons, I'm not.
So should we pause this and play it? Is that what you're saying? Are you interested?
What's up, guys? Ryan Legal here. Also,
There we go. Okay, so recruitment challenge, but that was, I need to go back one, don't I?
Hello, we're
There we
Dyson.